Why would an entire town be so adamant about keeping secrets if they weren't good secrets? Anderson, South Carolina is one of those towns that you have to be questioned about. I'm Elaine Church. This isn't scripted. This is just me talking after being gangstalked, cyberbullied, my dog poisoned, finding out I was poisoned. A lot of stuff, but that's another day. Right now, I'm trying to figure out why more people aren't saying anything. This is horrible lighting. It's late at night, but I'm gonna get this out one way or another. Why aren't more people saying anything about Anderson, South Carolina? If you do the research on Anderson, South Carolina, you will see there is so much corruption. And I know this from experience because the probate court of Anderson, South Carolina allowed my brother to take my inheritance from me when he forged my documents, got a fake notary, and had people lie on my behalf on September 22nd, 2017. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about the court case. I didn't know anything about it. And I didn't even find out until 2024 for certain. I had a feeling that my brother had stolen a good portion of my inheritance in 2023. But I think he kind of had that feeling too. But my brother also misused his government clearance and his Cisco certifications and all those other ones to break into my medical records, IRS, government sites, and all of that to make me look like a monster. So tell me how that works. And how does somebody like that get government clearance in the first place? And he's one of those people that does not like to be proven wrong. He's never wrong. Yeah, he's wrong. I have all the proof, all the paperwork and everything, and the court won't even tell me any information about it. It's that sealed. And how does a person who's taking care of her dad and took care of her mom and been a good person my entire life have corrupt, allegedly, and okay, hold on. Allegedly, corrupt officials were bribed by my brother with his Cisco certifications and his government clearance, made it easy for him to manipulate the system like he manipulates everything else. He didn't think I would ever find out. I did. I always find out the truth. That's just me. I was meant to. Hold on. I gotta pause for a second. I had to force myself to press that record button. I'm tired, but this needs to get out. How does somebody do that? And the whole reason that it happened, this was pre-planned. I mean, this was definitely a premeditated thing. But how does somebody do that to his own sister? I'm not going to get into it all right now, but I've got all the files, all of the information. He lied. And how did they get sealed? So I can't even see them. That doesn't work for me, and that's not going to work. I am not going to have something on my court record where I didn't even go to court when I'm trying to finish a book about humanity and trying to fix the world, at least in the slightest way. Maybe open some eyes, especially the ones in Anderson, South Carolina. Maybe that's what they didn't like about me, but I'm not going anywhere. And for this to happen, how does the justice system fail like that? How does my brother even get government clearance in the first place? Slander his sister, slowly but successfully, steady. Put little seeds of doubt to my friends in their heads every time they would see them, and he would go out without me, not even invite me, even though he moved down to South Carolina in 2004 after me. After I had a great life, I had no problems, beautiful family. As soon as he came down, all the chaos and drama started. And he tries to say that I'm full with drama. I'm a peacekeeper. But I will say this, motherfucker, you want to taint my name and everything else? Yeah, I'll show you a storm. You're crazy to even do that in the first place. I have done nothing to him at all. I can't understand any of it. It would be different if I had done something to him, but I've done nothing to him my entire life. Just been bullied by him and berated. And my name slandered to my friends. He did the same thing in South Carolina when he came down here as he used to do when we were in school. I mean, it's time to grow up, though. And now without our parents here, when my dad passed away, maybe he went nuts, because I went a little crazy when my mom passed away. I made some bad mistakes, but I own them. I'm not making them anymore. And that's the only thing he can hold on to. My brother is guilty of so much stuff. I'm going to be kinder in this video than I was in the other ones that I've put out. But I worked my ass off to be who I am, despite my circumstances and the people that I was forced to be around. And I'm not going to have somebody slander my name and discredit me. And discredit me to the point where people that don't even know me want to hurt me? Really? What kind of person are you anyway? Why don't you think about what you're doing? Nobody says anything, though. Hell, I'll say something. Something. I got a lot to say, but I want to do it in a kind way. And I have a feeling there's a lot of people in Anderson and surrounding areas that are sad. Do you know that South Carolina, I think, is the biggest state for suicide? That's not why I left. Even the guns going off behind my garage and deer skulls and dog skulls and gates being taken off my fence and my Wi-Fi and motorcycles just revving up behind my garage that I didn't even know were there. Being illegally surveillanced, brutally attacked on the anniversary of my mom's death. None of that got me. It was when they poisoned my dog. I had 3 beautiful dogs. The one that was poisoned went after Wiley. Mabel, the aggressor, had to be rehomed. Wiley was put down November 19th. And now it's just me and little Georgie. And we're a lot alike. He's got a heart murmur too. I've had a heart murmur since I was little. I can't understand how people can be so evil and not say anything. And for cops to just go work at the QT, go work at a convenience store, go do something like that, because you don't have any right being somebody that says they're gonna serve and protect. You didn't serve or protect anything. And the one guy that wanted to serve me, I declined. Cute guy, but I knew his girlfriend. They were broken up. I'm not that girl. I'm not some hoe. I don't even know what was said in South Carolina about me. All I know is there's enough hate out there that it followed me to New York. And if they think for 1 second I'm going to be scared for him, part of the reason I left was so I could take the whole city down. At least the criminal activity that's going on there. Like the Dirty Masons, the cult, it's plural, the corrupt cops, lawyers. I've got a whole stack of things. I'm not going anywhere. I love my house. And if I can prevent somebody else from having to go through the shit that I did, because they actually know what's going on, I'm going to do it. I'm Elaine Church. I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't cost anything to be kind or do the right thing. People want money in their pockets for what? It's not on the town. Wren Road needs to be fixed. I mean, it had tons of potholes when I was there. But I love my house. It was the house on the hill, right on the corner, where all the fucking stalkers would be sitting there. I mean, the start of the timeline was when Matt was pinning me up against the wall. It was because I had told him, I contacted his, one of the guy that he works with, and said, if you sell any more pills to my husband, I'm going to have you fired. He got mad. He was already getting prescriptions that were too much. The doctor was overprescribing everything. After the incident, because when he came, he was in the bedroom and he came out. I mean, I had a hoodie and a tank top on and sweats. I took my hoodie off. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's go time. And I stepped away because there were heirlooms in the I'm sorry. There were heirlooms in the dining room, so I stepped into the foyer. We were never ever like that before, though. We never got into physical fights, but this stuff it made him crazy. And he was going to a doctor that was supposed to get him off medicines. And the whole waiting room was filled with people waiting to get their prescriptions. But after that, I contacted the South Carolina State Supreme Court. It took me 4 years, but he's gone. And he's lucky I'm not saying his name. I'm trying to not say names now. But the people that come after me, I will be saying names. And I'll be doing a lot more than just saying names. I've been really nice to my friends about things because I actually have loyalty where they have failed. I hope my brother paid you guys good. These people are brazen. The people that are doing all of this, they are brazen. And they know that, well, let's just think about this for a second. If they know that they can do something and they continue doing it, it's because why? Na, 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 na. It's because they know they'll be able to get away with it. The cops aren't going to say anything. No one's going to say anything about what they're doing because they know all about it. It's not rocket science. And I know there are people in Anderson that know this is going on and don't say anything at all because they're afraid. Okay, I'll say one name. No, I better not. No, I'm not going to. Growth. Why can't people just be, I mean, does it serve anything to slander a person's name? If I knew somebody and I knew their name was being slandered and I heard it, I would be the first person to shut that shit down. That's not what happened. I mean, the extent from, loving your family and just being so happy you get this huge dining room table so you can have all these people, your family over in this house that you made built with love. And you don't have anybody there. Slowly, everybody just starts shutting down from you. Part of it, I'm sure, was because of what was happening. And part of it, I think, was just to hurt me. Because that thing that happened with Matt in the foyer at go time was exactly 1 week to when my dad had his heart attack. I had 2 different opportunities to scream for my dad to call 911. He didn't do it. 1 week later, he had his heart attack. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to do that. But then when he went in to be fixed, when he was recovering at NHC in Anderson, South Carolina, that's when my stalkers came. Lo and behold, this was premeditated by my brother. Two of my exes were involved. All of us were friends. My brother, he had his own crazy ass friends. No, I mean they weren't crazy. They were nice, but But when he moved down here, I introduced him to all of mine. And this is what happens just so he can steal my money. And to know that there's court records on you and you can't even see them. And there are court records of courts I never went to. They were all dismissed, but I wasn't even given any warning about it. So I wasn't getting the mail. This is a whole community of crooks and corruption. It's a whole thing. People thought that I would just, run away and hide under a rock? Does it look like that's what I'm doing? Now that I'm not poisoned? Yeah, that's another thing. I'd love to know what I've been poisoned with. What a bunch of sick, twisted fucks. Where is your kindness? Where's your humanity? And people of Anderson that know all this stuff, call a hotline. Do something. If you know that all this corruption is going on, unless your pockets are being filled too. I don't know what to say to people, but I'm not going to shut up. Do you know what it's like to be on the phone and wonder if you're being listened to? Or your Wi-Fi having to change it all the time? You can't make a phone call to certain people without somebody contacting you back from a random number, just letting you know they know what you're doing, like every single second. I mean, it's almost comical that these losers don't have anything else to do. And it's also really sad that they would just go ahead and think of whatever they want that they hear. Just like a bunch of followers. That's how you create a great world. Yeah, let's just sit in our underground bullshit on our computers, screwing with people. I can just imagine it. Is it your tune? No, dude, man, it's your tune. I got it from 8 to 5. So I guess from some 5 to 6 or whatever hours they have, it goes to some other network. All the IP stuff, all of it. Just tracked. And for what? Have you ever even thought of why this is happening? And for money? All the money that my brother has spent trying to bring me down, he better fucking get it back. Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not counting on that, though. Money doesn't twinkle my eye. That's not what I was going to say, but I saved myself. It doesn't, though. Money doesn't make somebody happy. I have lived in that lake house. I've lived in I've been homeless. And I can find happiness in anything. That's the difference. That's why people don't like me. That's why some people don't like me. And it's those some people that don't like me because of this that should be looking more into themselves and less focused on me. And when I'm making a phone call or getting on my Wi-Fi. For real. It's ridiculous. Use your powers for the great of good. Doing this stuff that you're doing, all this corruption, thinking you're scaring me? No, you're not. And you're not going to get a reaction either. You're just going to get exposed. So, I don't need a warning. I'm fine. I've been handling my stuff. Oh, and I don't like, though, however, that my credit score went down 9 points in one day. I don't owe on my credit cards maybe like $300. Probably not even that now. I take care of my stuff. But it went from an 806 to a 709. Well, it went down 9 points altogether. Within a day. After my last video saying that I have good credit. Well, motherfucker, I have good credit. So what are you going to do now? You want to keep coming at me? I'm not going to stop either. But you messed with the wrong person. I'm not going to live in fear because some asshole, hillbilly, redneck, Mason, cult leader, whatever, puts out some orders. And just try, though. Seriously, just try. I'm not going to live like that. I was wrongfully arrested for protecting myself. When the cops finally showed up after, this is back to the story that I was initially saying maybe 20 minutes ago. They saw these scratches on my arms and hands. And they wanted to talk to Danny. So I called and the officer, gentleman, not so, kind of a dick. Real dick, actually. Told him to come back to the house. Now, if you were Danny and you were summoned back to the house because the cop said, I see your wife's got a lot of scratches on her. You need to come back to the house. What would you do? I know, one, I wouldn't have to worry about it because I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that unless I was defending myself. He rolls up. I didn't even get a chance to see him. The female cop went down in the carport area to talk with him, while the dick cop, whatever his name is, this was May 12th, 2023. He stayed up in the foyer trying to intimidate me, which didn't work. But she comes up, never saw Danny, and says, well, he looks worse than she does. Well, what do you think he's going to look like? If people are concerned about what I look like, you know that asshole was punching himself and scratching himself. I never even got a chance to see him. That's not the first time that happened. February 3rd, 2023. When I was brutally attacked for no reason at all. Trying to protect my friend, picking her up in Columbia, South Carolina, and then her actually telling me in a text message later it was Mason school. Oh, I've got all that stuff and try to hack into it. That's fine. I've got it saved plenty of places. How fucked up are these people, though? This isn't normal. So just think about that. And all you people that are doing your stuff, is this really how you want to live your life? Is this the legacy that you want to leave? Is it really? If you spent half the time doing something for the greater good, do you have any idea what an impact this would make in the world? You sit on your lawn chairs with your computers, just putting programs into people's phones, hacking them like a bunch of assholes. Wow, okay, that's what you want to do. But I can't say no judgment here because, yeah, I'm definitely judging. That's sad. If a person has all this power, if you want to do something bad, at least do like a Robin Hood. Pull like a Robin Hood. Do something bad for the greater good. Don't just corrupt good people. Slander people's names you don't even know to the point where they'll poison your dog. It was psychological warfare. That's what they do. I'm sure it's broken down a lot of people in Anderson, South Carolina, and Belton. More places than that. It didn't break me down. It just pissed me off. So I'm not going anywhere. But you guys have a good night. I have sleep I have to get. But do you want to know? 4 times I tried calling 911. My phone calls were rerouted. I've had to get 3 different computers and return them because my brother or his guru friends put some ghost on there. But it's okay. Everything that they do is bringing me closer to every single name that I need. And I'm not the only person that's looking for this information. But you may want to rethink about just getting messed up and drunk or whatever. Your frivolous actions that think there aren't going to be consequences, there will be. Not just by me, and you don't even know who knows what about what. You don't know who's in your corner. And I just want to do this shout out for the women out there. Don't let some guy beat you up or bully you, stand in your doorway, make you feel like crap, because you don't deserve that. Women should be sticking together. People should be sticking together instead of cults trying to divide an entire... It goes way further than South Carolina. This is a huge organization. I mean, it followed me to New York. Hello, dark web. It's not that difficult. I don't know about the dark web. I know I'm on there. And I don't want to know what's on there. That's the one thing. But if I find out, it would be good. So if anybody wants to tell me, I'd appreciate it. I'm always one to back up a good person. I'm happy that this happened. This has taught me to be so strong. And this was a test I needed. This was how my book was supposed to, end. And everything, I get so emotional when it's my baby. My other baby. It means so much to me. I've been writing it for 29 years. But I'm not going to put words down to inspire people when I'm going through a hard time. I think my brother just never wanted to be exposed in the book. And caused all this chaos. He said, Lane, your book's never going to get written or published. I already have a publisher. But for him to say that, that's when I knew. There were a few other things that led up to that point, but that's when I knew that he had turned to the dark side. Or, there's no point in even trying to come back. All of this whole experience has been so mind-boggling, I can't. To try and explain everything. Your brother hires people to harm you, break down your mental capacity. Intent to harm. I mean, just that is it's so difficult for me. That was difficult for me to get over. That's what I spent like a year getting over. Sometimes people don't realize these things happen for a reason because you have 2 choices. You can go through these things and you can deal with them and you can become stronger. It's kind of like a spill. When you spill something, it has to be cleaned up. But when it's cleaned up, it's cleaner than it was before. That's how I look at things. And I take note of things. I wish more people would do that. If people, shallow thinking people, I just wish they could open their eyes a little bit more, understand a little bit more. Maybe you didn't have love before or kindness in your life before, but when you finally find it, or you've had someone supportive for so long, you would think you would get over some of the pain. I had to realize who I was all by myself. I didn't want to be like anybody else, even when I was heavy. For some reason, if I had the opportunity, even Cindy Crawford, who was one of my idols, I wouldn't be. 245 pounds, acne, orange hair. Thank you, Sonnen. I thought about that too many times. If I could be somebody else, I wouldn't. Even back then. That says something. At least to me. To me, it says no matter what, I can build myself up to who I want to be. I don't need to hang around losers and hoodlums and scumbags and thugs and pimp that. Really? Pimp that. No, you go pimp that. Way to make a name for yourself, seriously. But kindness is never going to leave me. Strength isn't either. So anybody that wants to keep coming after me, that motherfucker's just screwed. Because I've got a lot more resilience than they do. And I've got a lot of, I don't want to jinx it. There is nothing wrong with being kind to people. But if you want to keep going, keep going. I'm kind, but I will still put a fucker in jail or prison. And I do deserve what's rightfully mine. Do you know, in 2016, actually in 2015, after I moved into my house on 106 Wren Road with my dad, well, he didn't live there for like the first year because I was fixing up the whole downstairs for him. But I was going to put on a benefit concert. And not some cheesy little benefit concert in the park. I'm talking with Kid Rock and just all these different bands for different organizations, not just one charity. This is my mentality back before my dad passed away. And it's taken me so long, but I'm still going to do it. I kind of like had to stop there because I don't want to put it out there if I don't, but that's still one of my plans. And at least it's closer now because I don't have people in my life that are just sucking the energy from me and don't want me to succeed. I'm sure whoever's still into this video knows because they're listening for a reason. But you don't need people like that in your life that are just trying to drain you and break you down and beat you down. No, just rise up and be strong. It takes courage, yeah, but trust me, it's worth it. And it gets easier every single time. It's like a cakewalk. Jesus. All right, I gotta go. I gotta get some sleep. But there are good people in Anderson, South Carolina, and if you're being bullied or anything, then speak up. I would love to have some support on all of this. But if I don't get it, it's fine. I'm used to doing things by myself. I can deal with it. But it would be nice to know I'm at least affecting somebody in a positive way. Because all that stuff is not okay. You don't bust your ass to become who you are, to find out that your brother has slandered your name, inserted himself into your friends' lives. And the whole thing with my daughter, that's personal. That's going to take some time, but I'll be talking about that. There's good in everybody, but just because you can see the good in somebody doesn't mean they're going to show it to you. Just remember that and don't waste your time. All right, I'm out. Much love and kindness. That's right.